For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open, the eyes of truth are bright, the lips of truth are ever closed, the head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward, the gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt, truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching, the voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple, all you sow you reap. The soul of truth is flaming, the heart of truth is warm, the mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
A moment of silence for the people of Haiti and Gaza. Also coming up on the broadcast, very emotional, Michael Holding. We'll hear from him. And also we'll be hearing from, we go back in time. Some people displayed love of country a few years ago. What has happened to those individuals now? And of course, I'll be hearing from you at 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026, and Kimani is still under the weather, so I might have to go through some of your comments in the chat room. But bear with me because I can't multitask this afternoon. Have to focus on providing the content and also interacting with you via the calls, going through your WhatsApp messages. So I might just be able to go through some of your comments in the chat room. We go up until 2 o'clock, by the way. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, as we say hello to you. Monitoring this program, which is called NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. And now, a moment of silence for the folks of Gaza and Haiti. It is not me that's making that recommendation because, NewsSpin has over the last several months and maybe over a year now focusing on the nation's worsening crime problem. Right now we are at homicide number 32. And who knows what can happen by the end of this year. But we hope that with the appointment of a crime prevention minister, he will do his utmost to ensure that he brings this under some level of control, and he would be able to prevent some crimes, serious crimes at that, from occurring. We take you back to the opening of CAFA's 68th Health Research Conference. Got underway in St. Lucia on the 25th of last month, ended on the 27th, under the theme Violence in the Caribbean, a Public Health Crisis.
I want us to spare just a few minutes to think about the people who are losing their lives in Gaza and in Haiti. Just spend a few minutes just to ponder on the loss of life in Gaza and Haiti at this time. Thank you very much.
When was the last time the Prime Minister asked the St. Lucian public to stop whatever they're doing, to focus on the dozens of lives that we continue to lose in St. Lucia in such tragic circumstances? The crime that has plagued certain parts of the island, and in particular Vieux-Fort, what has been happening from time to time in a number of other areas in St. Lucia, those have not prompted the Prime Minister to say, let us take a moment of silence to ponder, to use his words, to ponder on the so many people who have been gunned down in St. Lucia without any mercy from criminal elements in our country. But he takes the opportunity, for whatever reason, I don't understand it, for whatever reason, those folks who are attending that conference from St. Lucia and a number of other regional territories, he says, moment of silence for the people of Gaza and Haiti who have lost their lives. In the case of Gaza, we know what is happening there with Israel fighting back against the attack on its people on October the 7th of last year. And in the case of Haiti, well documented, gangs, they have taken control of about 80% of the nation's capital. You have a interim prime minister, and yet still the gangs are having their way in that Caribbean territory. Nothing wrong for a moment of silence to think about what is happening in those two territories. But St. Lucia, why not put the focus on St. Lucia as well? And again, the Prime Minister likes to say, we must not politicize crime. But even by that omission, by not focusing on the crime problem in St. Lucia, and even certain parts of the Caribbean, I think he is being political, removing the focus from St. Lucia, from Castries, putting the focus on Gaza, putting the focus on Haiti. Where is what's your priority? Is your allegiance to Gaza? Your allegiance is to Haiti or to the people of St. Lucia? Also, during that same address to the CAFA conference, the National Security Minister made an observation and even a recommendation. And as if I've heard this somewhere before, when he suggests that we should use COVID tactics to fight crime. Because the suggestion that he made during the opening of that conference is not original. But maybe it's a case of him not able to see this as a recommendation that could be utilized because of where it has come from. But let's listen to the Prime Minister and think, somehow he will refresh your memory because you have heard this somewhere before.
The same degree of resolve, ingenuity, and commitment that we used to overcome the pandemic must be applied in dealing with the crisis created by the crime and violence in our region. The same degree of resolve, ingenuity, and commitment that we used to overcome the pandemic must be applied in dealing with the crisis created by the crime and violence in our region.
So, such as having a command center where the key players in St. Lucia, those who have the task, the unenviable task to fight crime, can meet, probably on a daily basis, weekly basis, to strategize and to look at the problem from various perspectives so that you'll come up with workable solutions. I have heard this before, but I will not mention the source. In a moment, I'll be hearing from you at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Our question of the day: where are the beach is mine people on this GPH secret deal? Where are the beach is mine people on the GPH secret deal? Let's take you back some 3 years ago.
Bitch is mine, I could pay it anytime. It's not what you say, I could pay it anyway. Bitch is mine, I could pay it anyway. Bitch is mine, I could pay it anytime. It's not what you say, I could pay it anyway. Bitch is mine, I could pay it anyway.
Right. Took you back in time, some 3 years ago. And those people, which is their constitutional right, gathered a mass, and that is to protest the sale of lands which did not belong to the people of St. Lucia. It belonged to a financial institution. So, fast forward to the year 2024, today, May the 3rd, and the government of St. Lucia, not me saying it, the MP for Soufrière said it, has signed a secret deal with GPH. And what we know, what we have been told is that this is a 30-year deal, so we will no longer own GPH, the port, sorry. We no longer own the ports for 30 years, and then could be leased to them an additional 10 years. The particulars with regard to that agreement, we are none the wiser. And just maybe at some point in time, the investment minister, the prime minister, even GPH, will see it necessary to furnish us with an explanation. The people of this country, not any politician or political party, but the people of St. Lucia. Let me hear from you right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there, Tim, it's obvious that the people of St. Lucia are not a priority for this Prime Minister. Gaza and Haiti are, though. And we have another WhatsApp message. Is there two types of vendors, red and yellow? If you're yellow, guapo, smoke your pipe. And we have some more of your messages. I think from yesterday I could go through. Somehow we could not have read most of your messages yesterday. Let's see there. Somebody says via WhatsApp, why doesn't the Canadian company get a lawyer? Okay, somebody called yesterday to express concern about problems that a company, telecommunications company, was encountering, trying to set up a business over in St. Lucia. Delay in getting permission and getting certain things ironed out. Another WhatsApp message. Somebody says, this is the transparency of this government. All right, we have a call in line. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Yeah, Tim, how you doing?
Hi, good afternoon to you.
You see how it's important to have a partner, man? You have all the strain these days.
Well, it's not that stressful, man. It's not that stressful. It's just that the people in the chat room, they'll have their conversation unsupervised, but I hope, in the absence of the supervision, they will be well behaved.
Oh, okay.
What's on your mind?
Tim, yeah. First of all, I just heard you said the Prime Minister had a whatever conference or addressing whatever thing. And and he said a moment quiet for the victim of Gaza and Haiti. Nothing wrong with that, right? But I've never heard these little babies that have been killed in St. Lucia, these elderly people and all these slaughter we have been having now going on like if it's... We have been so accustomed to that we don't even speak about that. No moments of silence. All these are hypocrisy. Do the Prime Minister know that there are 50,000 people that have died since the war in Ukraine? 50,000? And nothing. He knows the amount of people dying in Anguilla and all in Africa. Anyway, what I really call to say that, this hypocrisy in this nation will always continue. This morning, somebody told me last night, or yesterday, or whenever this morning, a concerned citizen called from Viewport, saying that if that individual have to demonstrate by himself, he will do it for DHS, whatever thing they call them, for the land back for Viewport. Tim, it hurts my heart so much. And if there is one thing that have make me cry is that for this country have been sold. Our ports, rather, have been sold to people. We don't even know the details. We don't know nothing. And I've never heard these guys come out. Imagine, Viewport have been suffering for so long. I don't know what. Viewport is maybe paying for something.
Are you originally from Viewport, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The heart of Viewport, that's where I born. All of us. 10 of us, that's where we born. And then, to hear nobody come out and say nothing about that port we developed, Viewport, that port we need so badly to develop. No concerned citizen, nobody's coming out, have come out as far as I know and talk about that. Then you know what? We say we love our children. That's hypocrisy. We don't love our children. We are a set of greedy people. We're only there for ourselves. If we had loved our children, we would not just let these things go by like that. Because we might not feel it, because we might go anytime, our train can go before us. But the next generation, they are the ones going to feel it.
Well, Colin, let's put it this way. We like to cut our nose to spite our face. All right, so some people do not have any difficulty with making such sacrifices. Sacrificing their principles, sacrificing anything to do with doing what is right. So, you could talk until doomsday. I think what you'll be saying, they'll be falling on deaf ears. People are just preoccupied with supporting their political party when in government and making excuses for them.
But Tim, I want to warn these people that they are not going to go free. The people that have been silenced, they are worse than the people doing it. And when God ready for them, people say, no, you always come with God. I will die coming with God. These people have something to pay for because you don't suppress people just for power and for greed. The other day, although you answer Rick already, what Rick said, I love to listen to that guy for the time I was a little boy and so on. He has some valid, he's one of the guys I really appreciate. When he said that, I wonder if Brother Harris have walked on water. And you are right when you say, no, I've never walked on water, but I've experienced much more than walking on water. My life where God takes me from and so on. So I'm just there. The other thing I want to really touch on again, although I don't have enough time, but I'll try and make it as short as possible. These banks, I've always said that some of these banking institutions, They want to make money at the cost of anything. And the Bible calls it greed. You have something, after our country is so much of a state, you have something advertising, come and take $6,000, $3,000 loan to go and do jazz or whatever carnival. You can imagine that when somebody go and look for a loan to build a little business, $6,000, they see hell and they don't get it. And then tomorrow we want to blame the youth, while we ourselves are creating things. Tim, you see, people might say the bank is there to make profit. Profit at the cost of what? That's what we have to look at. Profit at the cost of lives, at the cost of the next generation. That's what we're doing. When we are greedy, we do anything to get money. This is why you see all over the world, greed is controlling. The more people want, the more they want. The more they want, the more they want. The more they have, the more they want. They never satisfied. That's why the scripture says the love of money is the root of all evil. And I just hope and pray that these people will check themselves and talk positively and stand for what is just in this country. Look at what's happening in the world of today, where people are so greedy for power and for money. In the China and Russia, these people are preparing machines to control nuclear weapons. What I'm hearing, I'm not surprised, because my God told me in the end time these things are preparing robots to serve people in restaurants, because man is greedy. Man don't want to pay people to work. They want machine and they want to have more and more and more. But you know, the scripture says something about beware of covetousness. And the next thing the Bible says, the man's future or man being is not based on what he owns. It's not based on the riches. Because there was a man in the Bible, he said, man, I have so many things. I'll break down these bonds and I'll bring bigger ones to store more money, more goods, and so on. And we are seeing it happening, especially in the political arena. And you know what God said? Thou fool, today thy soul will require of thee. What does it profit a man? And what people are doing, especially politicians, businessmen, some of us, we are getting rich at the expense of ignorant and poor people. But the time is coming. Tim, I have a lot more to share. I will say I might open a television program.
Leave some for next week.
Say again? Yeah, leave some for next week. Please.
All right. All the best to you. Have a great weekend. That was Brother Harris calling from the South. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. So the general manager of GPH St. Lucia, he has responded to the letter which was recently written to him by the leader of the opposition, and I'll be going through that response in just a bit. We have a call. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Not too bad, fine, thank you. Tim, I just have two things I want to talk to you about quickly. One of them, Tim, is that, the layer of, the kind of corruption and decadence within various sectors of our society it's growing rapidly. And one of them, the first, Tim, the lawyers, it seems. Secondly, I think, second position are the politicians. Third position are police. And in fourth position, I think, doctors have gotten a position there too, I suspect. And it seems to me too, Tim, that surveyors and the agencies that have to deal with them, which is government agencies and so on, are the other areas that we have to look at. Tim, could you imagine that a magistrate would put in a bench warrant for a particular individual for reasons about, owing someone monies and so on, and the police officer has to go and arrest that person because it's a court order by the magistrate and one of the police officers who are involved in the court or attached to court to do court works and so on has the responsibility to go and get this individual. Now this person has a lawyer. So after this person was caught, was arrested and brought before the court on the basis of a court order for a bench warrant, the lawyer was telling the individual that he represents that he has to pay the police officer. And then the individual contacted the police officer. Police officer charged the individual $300 to him. And then when the person complained, he said, well, listen, this is the $500. I'm just giving you a discount. So I advised the individual to go, when they go to court, because I said this is not correct. This is wrong. This is illegal. And I advised the individual, when you go to court, to ask to have a word with the magistrate. And the individual did just that. And the magistrate said to the individual, when the individual brought that matter up about paying people for the matter dealing with bench warrant, the magistrate said, no, you have no right to pay this person for this police officer because he was doing his duty, a duty that he has, that is the court, the responsibility of a court, and the police officer attached to court. And that next time she's getting problem in this regard, the person should go and talk to supervisors and so on that matter. But this is not a matter where you have to pay a police officers for. In this day and age, Tim, could you imagine you go, there is a public, public occasion or public thing that is happening. You probably have a dance, or you probably have an affair on the street, and you go to the commissioner. You said you need some police officer. Tim, they're telling you you have to pay the commissioner some money to pay the police officers to do their work. Police officers, Tim, as soon as they enter
what you're saying is that you have to reassign the police officers to an activity that you have as a citizen, that you have organized as a promoter.
Well,
and the police would normally be assigned to other duties that are considered in terms of security, in terms of securing the state. Why should you remove the police from those responsibilities and assign them to an activity that is considered to be a private event?
Well, okay, Steve, let me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an activity that is taking place, and the public probably may need some level of security there, and the state has to provide, it's probably something that you're dealing with in a public area. You need security there. Well, what the police should really do, John, is to tell you, listen, get private security people to do your job.
But you ought to know, no, but as a promoter and organizer of such events, you need to put priority on the security of the customers, the patrons.
And if the police is
what happens? What happens? Okay. What promoters normally do? They organize the event. They focus on the artists. They focus on having the drinks, the foods, etc., and they don't focus on security, caller. That is the responsibility of the promoter.
They do. You know why they do? They do. But you see, sometimes it's a cost that sometimes they cannot bear.
No. If you cannot, If you cannot bear that cost, then do not have the event. Don't organize the event. If you cannot bear that cost.
The responsibility of the police officer is to protect and to secure. There must be a level that it is the responsibility.
That is why you have to apply. That is why you have to apply to the police. Hold on. That's why you have to apply to the police for permission when you're having various public events, because they have to take all those things into consideration. And if they do not have the manpower to provide you with security, then they might tell you no, they cannot give you permission, or take on that responsibility.
Correct. That's where you're correct there. So don't tell me it is the responsibility to charge you to create any kind of situation to protect the public. If I have an event such as a demonstration or protest action, I need not to pay police officers for protection.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why that's why you must apply to the police for.
Yes, you apply, but that doesn't say you have to pay them.
No, you don't have to pay them, but they will take all those things into consideration, the strain on the manpower, the resources, and so on, to determine whether they can give you permission or not in the case of a demonstration or
but
protest
I'm agreeing
action.
with you, you're correct with that, Tim. What I'm not agreeing with is that these people are telling you that the police is charging you, and then you pay someone who's in the hierarchy, and that person decides how much money to give every other individual police officer. I don't think this is correct, and I'm saying that this, I strongly believe, and I think I'm correct, that this is not something you have to charge anyone for. If the person needs extra security apart from what the state could provide to ensure.
But if 10 people decide, all right, if 10 people decide they want to have a street party, okay, that should be the responsibility of the police to provide security to all 10 events?
But you just mentioned that they should say whether they could allow it or not. They have the right to say it's 10 events, they can't deal with that, they can't provide security. So some events they may not give permission for, and that's okay. I could understand that.
Anyway, we'll move on to the other point, but I think as a promoter, you must ensure that you invest in security to protect your patrons and to ensure that everything runs smoothly. Because the police, no. The police have enough on their hands already to protect our borders, to maintain law and order in so many areas, and then to focus on a private event. But anyway, that's the other point.
I'm agreeing with you, Jeff. I'm just saying you ought not to be saying that you have to pay them to do that. If they cannot do it, then they can't. I agree with that. The other thing is that the situation I dealt with last time was about the vendors and the lease agreement. But one of the areas I don't know if I mentioned to you was the agreement. If you are already in arrears and you are going to sign a lease agreement, now, first of all, this is government. This is an area where people have been there for over 29 years. What I'm saying is, you're introducing something that is entirely brand new, in a sense, that this new lease agreement, and it would be a good thing to have consultation with those who represent these people, or if you want to go to them directly, as council have been doing over the years, with the whole question of divide and rule tactics. But again, then, wouldn't it be the right thing to do to ensure that prior arrears, or arrears that have been there for a period of time, before you go into a lease agreement, that there must be a reason where you have to go into some kind of, payment plan or so on and so forth, which is not a part of the lease agreement that could kick in if you decide that you want to sign it without having arrangement for arrears that you accumulated before. So I'm saying that this lease agreement has nothing like that in it. It's just saying, listen, if you owe 3 months, and when that 3 months is due, you can, and you don't meet all conditions, you can be evicted from the place. I am saying that what must happen is that it should either say, as of when you sign the lease agreement going forward, then whatever arrears accumulated, that would be the thing count in terms of the condition of the 3 months. But I think that it is just a trick situation that you are going to sign a lease agreement that say if you owe within 3 months, and within that 3 months you could be evicted, and then you owe something like 4 months or 5 months prior. So I am saying,
to be blunt, this is coming on the heels of the GPH project. Okay.
So you're talking about GPH now?
And I'm just telling you that this is coming on the heels of the GPH project.
Okay.
And I think the authorities are just trying to get rid of the vendors. Okay, and I'm being blunt on this particular issue. All right. So they want to get rid of as many vendors as possible.
You mean to bring their own people in?
And they're setting the stage for that. That is exactly what is happening. Let's be blunt about it. Let's don't beat around the bush.
Well,
that's
Tim,
what it is.
Tim, I think you are jumping the gun. So I mean, and it is your right to do that.
I'm not jumping the gun. I'm just telling you like it is. That's what it is.
No. I'm saying, Tim, I am dealing with the issue.
Out of the blue, the vendors are told that we must enter a lease agreement for 2 years. Come on.
Yeah.
You've been around long enough.
I have not heard it from you alone. I mean, I've heard several people say that. But based on what I'm dealing with now, I'm going to deal with it based on what is before me. And I'm saying that what is happening now is wrong. And even the 2-year agreement. You've been in a place for 29 years. And after 2 years, someone could decide your fate. And you spend thousands of dollars in a business. Even though you owe a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever. The point is, this is just not a private sector settings. This is government, and government has a right to be able to, give and take sometimes with people. Government provides certain leeway for people, because that government can, government is not supposed to try to put people on the streets or put you in a situation where you are not able to feed yourself. You're not able to do that. It mustn't be like, it's an elephant against an ant. It mustn't be because you have the power, then you will not tolerate this, you will not tolerate that. Kind of draconian dictatorial kind of position.
But the thing is straightforward. I don't know how you're going around it. It is very straightforward.
You think I'm going around it?
Yeah.
I'm not really going around it. I just cannot say like how you are saying, and I'm not saying that you and other people are saying the wrong things. Maybe that probably the whole thing behind everything. But I cannot just come out and say that. What I have to say, it's based on the situation, the position, the lease agreement, the vague and some of the areas that need clarification that we need to be clarified.
Okay, but God spare our lives, we'll talk about it 2 years from now, and then you'll say, Tim, you're right. All right?
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah,
President of the Vendors Association, Peter Ras Isaac. So once again, the general manager of GPH St. Lucia has responded to the letters written to him a few days ago by the leader of the opposition. That response coming up as you continue to monitor NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel.
Join us at Bamboos for all that jazz. Indulge your senses in the smooth rhythms and soulful melodies at Bamboos. Lighten up your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights in the heart of Rodney Bay, amidst the vibrant jazz festival in St. Lucia. Join us on Thursdays for the enchanting Rupert Lay Trio, 8 to 10 p.m. Fridays for the captivating sounds of Jab DuPlessis, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Saturdays, the electrifying beats of Impact's Band for Caribbean Night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Immerse yourself in an evening of gastronomic pleasure as you savor our culinary delights. Let the music serenade you while you sip, savor, and sway the night away. Bamboo's Restaurant is the place to be. Join us for a feast for the senses every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Bamboo's, all that jazz.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Get ready to turn up the heat with KFC's blazing Burn-A-Box deal. For only $30, you'll feast on 2 succulent chicken pieces. Dive into the exclusive new Bacon Melt sandwich, savor crispy regular fries, and wash it all down with a refreshing regular drink. But wait, tune into the radio and keep an eye on social media for limited discount tickets and ticket giveaways to see Burna Boy on May 3rd. One lucky winner and 3 friends will snag VIP and backstage passes. Just grab your Burna box, jot your name and number on the receipt, and drop it in the box provided for your chance to win. Ignite your taste adventure with KFC's Burna Box today.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are capable to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So walk again pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book an appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Catch the new vibe and the lingo. More upon more so the tingo. Is more wet flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More upon more wet flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video cast app, unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes. More upon more, see how the tingo. It's more wet flow, now you really know. Catch it now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Tedison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC. VIP, $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience.
Hey guys, guess what? Because your dad deserves more, Europa is giving more. They're bringing back the wow on Friday, June 14th with the very popular Culture Day for Father's Day. Last year was a blast and this year will be explosive. So fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, all the dads of St. Lucia and all the moms who stand for dad, we are knocking out 15% discount on all pressure washers, vacuum cleaners, upholstery cleaners, in fact, on all carton machines. And that's not all. Metabo impact drills, rotary hammer drills, angle grinders, power saws, jigsaws, and sanders too. This year we are throwing the kitchen sink out for dads.
Monsieur, ça non vle encore. Pour like oui.
Europa June 14th. I not.
You might might recall the April 30th, 2024 letter that the leader of the opposition wrote to the general manager of GPH St. Lucia Limited. For that individual is Mr. Lancelot Arnold. Just a refresher, because we have a response to that letter. So this is the content of the April 30th, 24 letter to the general manager of GPH St. Lucia. It reads, Dear Mr. Arnold, I acknowledge receipt of your invitation dated 29th of April 2024 to attend the commencement ceremony on 30th April 2024. And in spite of the well-publicized fact that I have and continue to be out of state attending to a family emergency, I thank you for your invitation. I must remind you that no attempt has been made to date to engage or to inform the opposition of the terms of this concession, despite our public statements and a public letter to the Prime Minister. Hopefully, this invitation is an indication that your company has recognized the necessity for public engagement, which should include the opposition. For the time being, it would be irresponsible of me or anyone else from the opposition to attend, as it may be construed as an endorsement of this agreement. In light of the fact that your company was awarded a 30-year concession and a 10-year extension without a bidding process, with an estimated potential revenue stream of over 1 billion EC dollars, I take this opportunity to publicly invite your company to make public the agreement you have signed with St. Lucia Air and Seaports Authority, SLASPA. Based on the little detail provided publicly, the terms of this agreement appear to be very one-sided and will have a significant impact on the long-standing contracts that have been in place with vendors, taxi drivers, shop operators. Already, we have been hearing complaints of no consultation and lack of transparency. Also very concerning is the midterm and long-term impact this will have on SLASPA and in particular its employees. Your company is a publicly traded company and would hope your internal company values and principles of governance and the current international standards would have caused you to appreciate how disconcerting this situation is. I hope your company will understand the importance and sincerity of the request to make public the agreement. It is important that you gain the trust of all stakeholders and the population in general, and that we all see this as mutually beneficial. The government has already betrayed the trust of the public, which was manifested by a minister of government who dubbed this a secret deal. To eliminate any further speculation as to the integrity of this agreement and to avoid any unnecessary confusion, I appeal to your company's best judgment, and signed by Alan Chastney, leader of the opposition. So we have a May 3rd, 2024 response to the leader of the opposition's April 30th letter. And it reads, Dear Mr. Chastney, we herein acknowledge your response letter dated April 30th, 2024 to our invitation to the ceremony to commemorate the commencement of cruise operations and the management of related services by GPH St. Lucia Limited. In so doing, we wish to extend our support and best wishes to you and your family during what we imagine is a difficult period. Your comments and concerns expressed in your correspondence regarding the terms and conditions of the concession agreement signed with the government of St. Lucia are duly noted and have been forwarded to the relevant agencies within the government of St. Lucia for their appropriate action. We look forward to working collaboratively in transforming the cruise sector in St. Lucia and enhance the economic benefits to all stakeholders. So GPH is saying they're not in a position to provide you with any details pertaining to that agreement between the company GPH, and the government of St. Lucia. What we have done, you see your complaints, you see those issues that you have raised in that April 30th letter. What we have done is to forward those concerns, those complaints to the relevant authorities or agencies, the relevant agencies within the government of St. Lucia for their appropriate action. Which agencies? I think you could only get an explanation not from government agencies, but from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia and also his deputy, the Investment Minister, Dr. Ernest Tiller. So there you have it, a response to the letter written by the leader of the opposition on the 30th of last month, and that letter dated, the response dated May the 3rd, that's today. Your calls at 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Via WhatsApp, somebody says there, good afternoon, Tim. While some persons complain about the contract given to vendors, we know that some persons refuse to pay the rent, and like IPA stated, that's government. They have to pay the debts and to stop being delinquent. There is a reason for the contracts. Tell us exactly what it is, IPA, and if you're not satisfied, go to court with it. So you see how the vendors are being treated right now, and you realize the position that was taken by the opposition in the run-up to the last general election. The vendors could have done nothing wrong at all in their eyes, because it's all about politicking, all about politics, all about winning votes. Now they have got into office. You see how the vendors are being treated in such a shoddy manner. There is a lack of consistency with regard to the behavior of politicians and political parties when they are in opposition. They get into office all of a sudden, like chameleons. They change their skin to suit their environment. Well, the vendors have a fight on their hands, and we all know the mood of some people right now. The environment is not conducive for people to come out and agitate and to speak out. So that is a fight for Mr. Peter Ras Iper Isaac and his association and the membership. We have a WhatsApp call as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm holding on, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, why is what's his name? Iper, Peter Isaac, afraid to come out and say it how it is? And he's very much aware. Why is he afraid? When he used to be so vocal during the last administration, why is he now afraid to speak out and see what's happening with the vendors? He's coming in a half way. We all can see what's going on, Tim. What is happening there will affect a lot of workers on island, a lot of hustlers, taxi drivers, a lot of people involved in the tourist industry. And the vendors are going to feel it because, like you said, that is a way of getting rid of the vendors. Because now they want to go back on who owing this and all kinds of kokomaka that'll come up there. You hear me? But you know what? I will always say it. These are the very same people who are jumping up and all the talk about don't touch my vendors and all kinds because they had the vendors' interests at heart, right? So where are these concerned people now? And right now, vendors are separated. There's one batch in red and one batch in yellow. You hear me? All how I look at it, the SLP is a party of division. And this is what's happening now. That's why we have all that crime on island, because of all the hatred we're seeing from the politicians and the young people copying that. Too much hatred, division, everything is a division. You understand? And I'm going to say it again, I don't care. I know everybody know my voice. Anytime Labour Party is governing, it's problems right through. When you tell me you're signing a deal with GPH, so if GPH make $100, GPH will look at you and give you $70. Take $70, and give you $40. And you're all right with that? For how many years, Tim? For 40 years?
Well, 30 years in the first instance, and then they have an option to renew the lease for 10 years. But we don't know the deal. We don't know the deal. That's the thing, we don't know what is in the deal.
No, but I'm sure it has been said before about that 70-30 thing. You understand? What I'm saying is that, a government that is for the people, about the people, like they say for the Malawi, Why would you want to go into a deal like that when you know it's going to affect a lot of St. Lucians, a lot of people involved in the tourism? So where is the Malay way people first? Where is it? Where, Tim? I don't know what to say. Right now, you know what I'm doing? I'm sitting back and I'm watching. Now I want to go for the UWP now because I'm going to say it how it is. UWP, the next election is your own to win. You all better start to get on the ground and put your act together and get things going. You hear what I'm telling you? Put your act together and get things going. Because if not, Kwapo going to smoke our pipe. Because the SLP is doing enough. That is not right. The same government who campaign on transparency and accountability, where is that? Where is that? Huh? Flambos, wake up, open your eyes, start getting together. Get on the ground, get candidates together, get things happening. This is the time for you all to start getting things. I know our leader has his problems with his family, his wife and his father and sickness. We cannot think that. But at the end of the day, there are people like the chairman of the party. I'm calling on Mr. Prudent, the other executives of the party. We need to start doing things. We need to start campaigning. Labour Party has never stopped campaigning. They're campaigning every day. They won the election 15-2 and they're still campaigning. So why are we just sitting back? We have a lot of things are happening that we have to stand up for. Look at what's happening at the Vendors Day. You hear me? I'm hearing voices. When I hear voices, I'm hearing Guy Joseph. I'm hearing Spider. Who again I'm hearing? Fede. Where are the other voices? Our opposition leader. Where are the other voices? Where are they? Tim, if something is not done with that SLP government, when I say something done, if we don't get together to take out that government, we are already going down the drain. Look at what is happening. One more thing I want to say, Tim. What is happening if that citizen by investment thing? I heard they were invited to some meeting in Washington. The Prime Minister said he's not getting involved. You understand? When you travel to England, you're hearing all kinds of people have our passports. All kinds of people. Now we're going to pay for it just now. Because very soon, when they pass whatever they pass, we will have to go get visas and all kinds of things to travel. And this is a government who say they care about St. Lucia, just like what you played a while ago about the Prime Minister making a minute of silence for Haiti and
Gaza.
But not for St. Lucia, Trinidad and Jamaica that closer. You understand? When we know what's happening in Haiti, we know what's happening in Gaza. These things, we know what it is. But what about us here? How many of 30 for the year? How many teams? 32. And I didn't even hear the Prime Minister say, let's a moment of silence for the parents and relatives and friends of the 32 people who got killed. Nothing like that. That is so that is a Prime Minister and a party that put in the people first. St. Lucians, wake up. It's not only about Flambeau. It's not Flambeau alone getting affected in what's happening. All of us are getting affected. And stop sitting back and doing as though you're not affected. Because it's because of shame. You all don't open your mouth and get up and say you're all being affected. You all want to, is your party protect the victory? Well, you're not going to protect the victory at the expense of others, huh? And Flambeaus we have to get on the move. Start doing things, okay? Because if not, our country is going down the drain. Thank you, team.
Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. And the caller says that the upcoming general election is up for grabs, meaning it's the United Workers' Party can win the upcoming general election whenever it is called. Well, that could be wishful thinking, because the mood on the ground, and maybe I'm being facetious, people are so much into the fetes, the social events. We're now into the jazz festival. People are not focusing on issues of national importance, because we know that most of us tend to be very selfish. And if it is not affecting us, Some of you might be asking, what is a port? I mean, an old seaport, you're haggling over, Castries Port and Soufrière Port, etc., and people don't understand what it means in terms of your patrimony, in terms of something that belongs to you, that gives you pride as a St. Lucian. So I believe that this call is a little bit hasty in already suggesting that the upcoming general election is up for grabs. That might certainly not be the case. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
I listened to the clip you played of the Prime Minister addressing the CAFL conference and his call for the minute silence in Gaza and Haiti. Now, as a Vifortian, I feel really insulted that he had not called for a minute silence for Vifort, taking into consideration what we have had to go through last year and this year. But maybe it is a wake-up call for the people of Vieux-Fort in particular, that they need to silence Kenny Anthony. We have to silence Kenny Anthony forever in Vieux-Fort. The people of Castries Southeast, they have to silence Philippe Jepier forever in Castries Southeast. And the same goes...
You meant Castries East?
To Castries East, sorry. And the same goes to the Minister of Crime Prevention in Mikudnov. You cannot tell me that if all the carnage that's been happening in your country, right here on your doorstep, you have the audacity to call for a minute silence in Gaza and Haiti and don't say a word about what is happening in your country? Are these fellas really serious about crime in this country? That tells you they are not. They don't give a damn as to how many people get killed, get injured, get robbed, got raped. This government does not care about crime in this country. And we need to silence them. We need to silence them forever. The 1 minute, it is not enough. Let us silence those Labour Party ministers who do not care about us in this country. That is a damn shame, Tim. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much for sharing with us at 452-2979. Once again, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Hi, Tim. Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, team. Charity begins at home. That's what my mom told me. And the Prime Minister actually asking for a minute of silence for Gaza and Haiti is quite shameful. And again, remember the Prime Minister said, I think a couple of years back, that the poorest of the poor, they are not people. Remember when those houses were built in Dennery?
Yeah.
He said something to the effect that the houses were not built for people, but for the poorest of the poor. So maybe that's how he considered, the people who died so far in St. Lucia. They are the poorest of the poor, not really people. And there was no need to, have a minute of silence for them. Something the Prime Minister normally says, leave things for speculation. All right? So I'm asking GPH, that letter that you read, Tim, I don't even see why that letter was penned, because that letter says absolutely nothing from the manager of GPH. It says absolutely nothing. So I'm speculating. Who are the shareholders of GPH? Are they government ministers? Because like I said, we don't know anything, so we are speculating. Are those like the governments who had the secret meeting and who had a secret conversation? Are they the shareholders, the local shareholders? Are they government ministers? Are they businessmen? We don't know. So does GPH have a local shareholders and international shareholders? We do not know. Nobody says anything. So I'm speculating. It's left up for speculation. Team, I'm not sure if you're aware. There are some businesses in St. Lucia, or one that I know of actually, who has actually closed business, made the staff redundant, and the office is going to be utilized by government for government businesses. Now, these are people on the breadline. So this person now would not have any overhead except maintenance of the building and will be getting rent from the government. So I'm sure later on you will find out who it is. Team, I have so many things to discuss today, but I'm just going to go for a few of them. Airlift for Martinique. Are you aware that there are no airlift for Martinique from St. Lucia?
I think this has been so for a while, eh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So where is Shazi? Shazi is supposed to be in Martinique.
I think Shazi is having a conversation in our chat room.
Well, tell Shazi, please.
I'm sure he's listening.
Try and see what he and Minister of Tourism can do for airlift to Martinique. Team, there are lots of persons who are afraid of traveling by sea. And the ministers, when they are sick, they can be flown to Martinique at the expense of us, the taxpayers, to get medical health, right? Medical care. But we, the poorest of the poor, are not able to do that. And some people are afraid to travel by sea. It's only the ferry Coxon Company, I think. I don't know if there are others, but the most popular one.
Yes,
Coxon
Express des Îles.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones going to Martinique. And like I said, I have several persons who are afraid to travel by boat. If they are sick, God forbid, and they have to go to Martinique, what is going to happen? There is no airlift. So they will die unless they can get the care here in St. Lucia. They are going to perish. Like I said, we don't have the privilege that the ministers have. Team, I'm not sure if you are aware that some middle class, how should I say, middle income persons are paying more for PAYE as of last year. They increased the thresholds. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but some people just found out recently that they are now having to pay back pay because apparently the company they are working for probably were not aware and had not taken the initial step to increase the amount. So now they are now paying for those amounts, and those were PAYE that was increased in 2013.
I'll have to find out. I have to find out from the NIC on this.
Yes. Not from NIC, PAYE.
The tax IRD, Inland Revenue Department. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Team, also remember there was, I think, last year a whole set of commotions regarding the Comptroller of Inland Revenue, where she had given the, I think, the authority to possess your property if you were in arrears of taxes.
Yeah, that was I think a piece of legislation that they were debating. But my information is that this has always been the purview or within the purview of the Inland Revenue Department. That's not anything new.
It's just not being enforced.
Yeah.
So right now, will it be enforced? That's a question that we have to ask. Is it going to be enforced now?
Yeah.
I suppose you can't answer that. Team, I suppose we have to wait and see what happens, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Team, the passport office. The minister is back at work, I think. I think I heard her on the news recently. And I also think that she has less responsibilities because I think the Minister of Crime Prevention
is now responsible for home affairs as well.
Exactly. So I think she has a little more time on her hands. So I'm asking her to give us an update as per the investigation into the briefcase. Right? Because we need to know what's going on. We need to know what went on. And also, team, like I mentioned the last time, we can only collect passports on 2 days and drop off passports 3 days in the week. Are we regressing? Because in the past, we could have done it every day of the week. So why now only 3 days? So instead of going forward, we seem to be going backward. What is the reason for that? Nobody is saying anything. We need to know why. What is the reason? Lucy Lecting, the office, the planned office in town has not reopened. Can Ms. Joseph please give us an update as to when they plan on opening an office in Castries, because everybody cannot venture to Grosile to do the businesses. Yes, they are online. Everybody is not computer savvy, and there's still certain transactions that has to be done in person. Okay? So can she please tell us when they plan on opening an office in Castries for persons in Castries and the environment? I suppose as far as Dennery and Bexar. Team, bus fare increase. So you think that every day you would have money, or every time you have to go to Lucilec, you have money to pay 2 or 3 bus fares to go to Lucilec all the way in the north? And then that is time wasted. Time is money. So Lucilec makes a lot of profit. So it is time Lucilec tell us where they stand as far as opening an office in Castries is concerned. Team, we are being taken for a ride. The banks are taking us for a ride. Lucilec is taking us for a ride. Wasco is taking us for a ride. Flow is taking us for a ride. Digicel is taking us for a ride, team. We are Quapo Smoke our pipe in St. Lucia. Everybody's taking us for a ride. The governments are taking us for a ride. So Quapo Smoke our pipe. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much. WhatsApp message, somebody says, give Lucians a fete and rum and they forget everything. Tim, we are doomed. I myself give up a long time on our people. Why waste your time, Tim, my dear? Still to come, we'll be focusing on cricket and the West Indies team for the T20 World Cup, which is scheduled to commence on June the 1st. And that tournament will be, part of it will be played in St. Lucia, some territories in the region as well as in the United States. So we'll be focusing on cricket. June the 1st to the 29th, 20 teams playing 55 matches at 9 venues. The broadcast will continue in just a moment. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilec's remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Catch the new vibe and the lingo. More upon more so the tingo. Is more wet flow if you didn't know. All these deals is a winner. More upon more wet flow. More data, more talk for sure. More WhatsApp, video, can't stop. Unlimited talk, so you not stop chat.
Flow prepaid combo plans just got better. Loaded with even more data and unlimited talk. Take advantage of WhatsApp and all its features with our new prepaid plans. Unleash your creativity with more social media. Dial *129 $ to activate.
Now that's the new vibe in the lingo. Yes. More upon more, see how the tingo. It's more wet flow, now you really know. Catch it now. All these deals make you save more. Get more.
The new home of the best country music is Power 97.9 FM.
Say the stars are bound to fade.
Switch us on and join me, DJ Jerry, this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold, the best in country music.
Your bags are packed and waiting.
The new, the oldies, and the goldies. So let's make it a date. This and every Thursday with me, DJ Jerry, from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold. If it's Thursday, it's Country Gold Thursday. Country Gold, only on Power 97.9 FM.
I lead a rich, rewarding life.
In these modern times, the field of medicine has become so advanced that no one has to suffer any longer before they can be seen by a specialist doctor. La Clinique de Corps is proud to be the only healthcare provider in St. Lucia to offer the best and most experienced specialist doctors who are capable to first correctly diagnose and then successfully treat health conditions such as chronic back pain, spinal injury, sciatica, numbness, lupus, arthritis, joint pain, facial nerve pain, knee, heel and shoulder pain, cramps and carpal tunnel syndrome. Also available at La Clinique de Corps, complete nerve tests to detect nerve injury or muscle disease. All health insurances are accepted at La Clinique de Corps. So walk again pain-free with La Clinique de Corps. To book an appointment, please call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950.
Craving an unforgettable experience? Immerse yourself in pulsating rhythms. Libate your palate with the finest booze. It's Rhythm and Booze, a jazz Sunday unlike any other. Indulge in a breakfast-inclusive event at the Sandals Golf and Country Club, May 12 from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Dance to the sounds of St. Lucia's hottest DJs and savor your favorite breakfast dishes. Rhythm and Booze. Get your early bird tickets now for $150, $175 regular. Available at all sell outlets and eventbrite.com. Don't miss this unforgettable jazz Sunday. Rhythm and Booze. Sandals Golf and Country Club, May 12th. Rhythm and Booze. This event is powered by Chairman's Reserve, JB Shanae, and KFC.
Cause when we roll, we don't roll alone.
Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. On the fringe of St. Lucia Jazz, yet taking main focus is Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience. Featuring Taunton legend, Future Lights, Robsai and Finesse, TYP, Ricky T, Jedison John, Headliners, Nyla Blackman. Skinny Fabulous, Taurus Riley.
She's royal, yeah, so royal.
Presented by the Soufre Event Management Organization. Sunday, May 5th at the Soufre Mini Stadium from 3 p.m. General admission, $130 EC. VIP, $400 EC. Get your tickets at fourcirclestickets.com. SRDF, The Cell, Soufre Jazz, the ultimate experience.
Hey guys, guess what? Because your dad deserves more, Europa is giving more. They're bringing back the wow on Friday, June 14th with the very popular Culture Day for Father's Day. Last year was a blast and this year will be explosive. So fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, all the dads of St. Lucia and all the moms who stand for dad, we are knocking out 15% discount on all pressure washers, vacuum cleaners, upholstery cleaners, in fact, on all carton machines. And that's not all. Metabo impact drills, rotary hammer drills, angle grinders, power saws, jigsaws, and sanders too. This year we are throwing the kitchen sink out for dads.
Monsieur, ça non vle encore. Pour like the way.
Europa June 14th.
Join us at Bamboos for all that jazz. Indulge your senses in the smooth rhythms and soulful melodies at Bamboos. Lighten up your first day, Friday and Saturday nights in the heart of Rodney Bay, amidst the vibrant jazz festival in St. Lucia. Join us on Thursdays for the enchanting Rupert Lay Trio, 8 to 10 p.m. Fridays for the captivating sounds of Jab Duplessis, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Saturdays, the electrifying beats of Impact's Band for Caribbean Night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Immerse yourself in an evening of gastronomic pleasure as you savor our culinary delights. Let the music serenade you while you sip, savor, and sway the night away. Bamboo's Restaurant is the place to be. Join us for a feast for the senses every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Bamboo's, all that jazz.
So the commencement ceremony between GPH and the St. Lucia government took place on Tuesday of this week. What do you know about this ceremony? Have you been informed of what transpired via television, via radio, via a press release? You, the people of St. Lucia, the owners of the Castries port as well as the Soufrière port. Well, I stumbled upon an article, and it's dated the 1st of May 2024, and it is on the website of the Financial Times. The headline is Commences Company Announcements. Global Ports Holding PLC commences operations at St. Lucia Cruise Port. So this is on the website of the Financial Times. The government has not provided you with any information about that deal. So here we go. Global Ports Holding PLC, GPH or Group, the world's largest independent cruise port operator, is pleased to announce the commencement of operations at St. Lucia Cruise Port. On August the 9th, 2023, GPH finalized a 30-year concession agreement with a 10-year extension option. With the fulfillment of the final conditions, GPH has now commenced operations at the port. Port investment. Under the terms of the concession agreement, GPH is set to invest up to US $60 million on taking over existing indebtedness and capital expenditure into material expansion and enhancement of the cruise port facilities at St. Lucia Cruise Port. The CAPEX program is expected to take 24 months, whereas the existing indebtedness, transaction costs, and customary reserve accounts in an amount of US $20 million have occurred as of closing. The financing of the majority of the investment is secured through a long-term 15-year syndicated loan facility arranged by a leading regional bank with a total funding commitment of US $50 million. This investment includes expanding and enhancing the existing berth in Point Seraphin, enabling the handling of the largest cruise ships in the global cruise fleet, and increasing the port's capacity. Further, GPH will also invest in transforming the retail experience at the cruise port, including the redevelopment of the Vendors Arcade and the design and development of a new fisherman's village at Bannons Bay, offering an enticing area for local vendors. Upland development work at Soufrière Bay will also be carried out, including constructing a new amphitheater and a designated food and beverage area. In addition to elevating the overall cruise passenger experience in St. Lucia, GPH is committed to generating significant economic benefits for the local residents by improving the facilities in and around the port, such as Fisherman's Village, and increasing passenger spending in the destination. In the 12 months to March 31st, 2023, St. Lucia welcomed 590,000 passengers. 2019 calendar year, 790,000. The completion of the extended pier and upgrading of the facilities are expected to lead to a rise in passenger volumes to over 1 million in the medium term. So with regard to the loan that GPH will be taking, you have the figures there, and it's a 15-year secured loan. That should be the financing of the majority of the investment is secured through a long-term 15-year syndicated loan facility arranged by a leading regional bank with a total funding commitment of up to $50 million US. This is not coming from St. Lucia. The information is shared with you. It is being shared with you, and it's on the website of the Financial Times. So when you want to find out what is happening with this GPH project, log on to the Financial Times and some other outside media outlet for information on your ports, which have been leased for 30 years. Cricket. The announcement was made, much anticipated announcement was made with regard to the composition of the squad that will be representing the West Indies in that T20 tournament scheduled to start on the 1st of June and conclude on the 29th. 20 teams playing 55 matches at some 9 venues, including our Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. So the first game that will be staged in St. Lucia would be on the 15th of June, Australia versus Scotland. The second will be the 16th, then you have the 17th, the 19th, the 21st, and also the 24th of June. Now, the composition of the Windies T20 World Cup team. Let us hear from Chief Cricketer Desmond Haynes.
Captain Rodman Powell, Vice Captain Azari Joseph, Johnson Charles, Ralston Chase, Shimron Hetmar, Jason Holder, Shay Hope, Akil Hussein, Shamar Joseph, Brandon King, Guda Kishmoti, Nicholas Puran, Andre Russell, Shafine Rutherford, and Romario Shepard.
So that's the squad for the West Indies cricket team in this upcoming T20 World Cup. And St. Lucia's Johnson Charles has made it. I expected him to be part of that team, and definitely he was selected. So many of you in St. Lucia and indeed around the Caribbean are looking forward to the first encounter, and that is on the 1st of June. And the tournament goes on until the end of June, June the 1st up until the 29th of June, and we have several matches that will be played in St. Lucia, and the first game to be played here would be on the 15th, Australia versus Scotland. Joining the broadcast at this time is veteran cricket commentator Joseph Reds Pereira. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon to you and to all your listeners.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Reds. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. The composition of the T20 squad, your feelings, your feedback on it.
No major surprises. I think this is going to be welcome from end to end of the Caribbean. I think normally, Tim, there's always a lot of discussions whenever a team is picked, but I think this squad of 15 players will get, I think, support right across the region. Seem to reflect what a lot of people were saying in their social media selection, and I think it seems to be a squad that they covered all the bases. The one missing component might be a left-arm medium fast bowler. I mean, like Australia's got Stark and New Zealand has got their left armour, and I think that's the one missing. But I think it's going to be a well-received side, that needs to try and win their two important games against, of course, New Zealand in Trinidad, and they play Afghan here. Just for purposes of people who are now joining us, squad is Rodman Powell, he's the captain, Azari Joseph, vice captain, Johnson Charles, Ralston Chase, Shimron Hetmar, Jason Holder, Shai Hope, Akil Hussein, Sharma Joseph, the only new cap. He has not played 2020 international. Brandon King, Budakesh Moti, Nicholas Puran, Andre Russell, Shafine Rutherford, and Romario Shepard. That was announced this morning at a press conference with head selector Desmond Haynes and coach Darren Sammy.
You're prepared to make any predictions with regard to the performance of the team? Because former English cricket captain Michael Vaughan has already come up with his last 4 teams that will make it to the semi-finals. I think that will be England. He also makes reference to India and also Australia and the West Indies.
Well, I think he is basing those selections on potential. On rankings, we are ninth in the world, so our rankings don't back that. But we are playing at home, and we are in a zone with Afghanistan, Papua New Guinea, Uganda, New Zealand, and of course the West Indies. So the important thing is at least to be in the top of the qualification. If you win your section, you then play at the bottom of the next section. So that is also very, very important to be able to win as many matches in the first round, so that you are not running up against another sort of fancy team. And that's key. That's key. I think from the coaching point of view, if the West Indies can make the quarter, the semi-finals, I think Darren Sami would feel, well, you know, we have gone that far and we can go further. But you've got to get into the semi-finals, which is most important.
Okay, Reds. Thank you so much for speaking with us. You're giving us.
Just to let you know,
yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Reds.
The tickets go on sale locally tomorrow at 9:30 at the box office at the Darren Sami. And I'm told that like the Johnson Charles stand, which is a popular stand, is about $47 EC. It doesn't appear to be high price. As the competition go forward to the Super 8 and things like that, the prices will get higher.
Okay, but I thought many of the territories would have been selling tickets from yesterday, right, in Barbados?
Yes, well, there was a little, no fault of the young ladies who were working in the box, but I think the tickets arrived in St. Lucia late. They had to do a lot of preparation, a lot of stuff has to be put into the computer, and they assured me that tomorrow at 9:30, the tickets will in fact be on sale. And right now, Tim, St. Lucians are spending the money they have on gas tickets, on Carnival. I think that we're going to have people looking after they've spent on those two events, making a little bit of money available to eventually buy tickets. There is a feeling that, you know, St. Lucians in terms of cricket tends to wait at the last minute, and they are competing events other than World Cup.
Okay, Reds. Thank you once again for your input and your analysis. Just heard there from veteran cricket commentator Joseph Reds Pereira speaking with us on the heels of the selection of the West Indies cricket team for the upcoming T20 tournament, scheduled to start on June the 1st and conclude on the 29th. The first match to be played in St. Lucia will be on the 15th of June, and then the other matches 16th, 17th, 19th, 21st, and 24th of June. Now, it was just last month, to be exact. I think it was on the 25th and 26th of last month. You had the CARICOM Cricket Conference, which took place in Trinidad and Tobago. And many former cricket players and administrators and current administrators and regional heads assembled in the Twin Island Republic to focus on cricket and the way forward. Former fast bowler, West Indies fast bowler, Michael Holding, one of the individuals who made a contribution to that conference, and that is virtually. And Holding gets emotional, speaking about the West Indies Cricket Board and incompetence.
On the topic of the West Indies Cricket Board and incompetence, let me give you a story. I won't take long. I was involved with one of the sponsors, an old sponsor of West Indies Cricket Board, Diageo. And they did this campaign. Sir Viv and myself were involved. We did this campaign about walking to the ground, because Johnny Walker whiskey was one of the products. And walking to the cricket grounds. I did this walk in Trinidad with Sir Viv, and we got to the ground. We did the promotion in the morning, and I am driving back to the hotel in the bus with the Diageo folks. And a gentleman by the name of Richard, an English gentleman who was the liaison officer between Diageo and the West Indies Cricket Board, came to me at the back of the bus. I was sitting at the back of the bus on my own. Came to me at the back of the bus and showed me an accreditation printed for one of the gentlemen from Diageo. Printed and given to him by someone from the West Indies Cricket Board. Now we're talking about Johnny Walker. And Johnny Walker was spelled Johnnny. Come on, folks. You have a sponsor putting thousands and thousands of dollars into your product, and you cannot even spell the sponsor's name correctly. I'm getting emotional about this thing. It hurts me. We need to look after the sponsors because they are the ones who bring their money. We need to make sure that they are happy and confident that their funds are being spent correctly, that someone isn't siphoning it off, as we have seen. And that way we have a better chance of looking after our cricketers. If there is no cricket on the ground, all this love that Jack Callis and people around the world have for West Indies cricket, it will not last unless we are producing on the cricket field. No one is going to love West Indies cricket for the name West Indies cricket. They loved West Indies cricket for what we produced. Going back to Sir Larry Constantine right through the doubles and Sir Vivian current cricketers. That is what they loved. Not just the name West Indies cricket. So if we cannot produce on the field, we will soon die. Unless everybody's going to just be happy with just having 2020 cricket and there's no true West Indies test cricket and all that. If that is the way everyone is happy with, so be it. But I'm too old for that. I'm 70 years old. I can't adjust to that.
Former West Indies cricket fast bowler Michael Holding speaking on the 25th of April during that CARICOM cricket conference over in Trinidad, getting very emotional and certainly calling for the WICB and the organizers of cricket to take their job seriously, particularly paying homage. They need to pay homage to those people who are sponsoring the game in the Caribbean. That's the broadcast for today and this week. Thank you so much for watching another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world. That's NewsSpin. Great weekend to you. Be safe, and we'll be back, God willing, on Monday afternoon at 12:30 with another broadcast. Goodbye.